Fahami, greetings, greetings, Fahami, salam. This is your brother Rahotep from Ethiopia, now living in St. Louis, Missouri. I am making this video in request for some of the people that have been, viewing my videos, my past videos, and they asked me a question. Would you please speak on some of the spiritual experiences and basically they just want me to talk about the experiences of the Fahami, the Honorable Paul Nathaniel Johnson, and I'm making this video to answer to address some of that question. Well, in his in the Holy Fahami Gospel or Divine Understanding, the Honorable Paul Nathaniel Johnson, the Fahami Prophet of Amun-Ra, wrote on chapter 9, the Prophet of Amun-Ra, my spiritual contacts, and he gave his spiritual experiences and his spiritual contacts. On the other book he wrote, in his teaching called Change Gods, there is a chapter explaining what is soul power. What is soul power? And I'm gonna read. Before I read his spiritual contacts, I'm gonna read this. Then I'll read some of his spiritual contacts. You can hear it from his own words. So, in the soul power, he wrote, souls are allowed a freedom in Barzakh to visit other souls and impart to them signs of future things. This is often done by a touch, or by dreams, or by visions. Many of the souls of the dead can descend to earth as guardians of the living. The soul in the body has the same power to know the future of events and to announce them, but the freed soul has greater powers. This mystic powers of the soul of man, living or dead, is most powerful. It can shrink into a mere spark or ray of light, or it can enlarge itself to the size of a giant. It can float along the sun and the moon beams and on up to them, or it can stand up on earth or sea and extend its hands to the moon and touch it with its fingertips. It sinks into the earth as easily as it sinks into water. According to its power, it may have dominion over many things, animate or inanimate. And a number of these souls, working together can change the course of human events. Adepts use the astral call bell Then they communicate with each other by force of thought or by the sending of thoughts through space. Belief in the occultism or the unseen powers is the key to wisdom and understanding. So, now I'm going to go ahead and read his spiritual contact. The Prophet of Amun-Ra, my spiritual contacts. I, Paul Nathaniel Johnson, do declare I have met and talked with, in visions and dreams, some of the saviors of the world, whom people supposed to be dead. I have met and talked with Muhammad, the master prophet, Jesus of Nazareth, Saint John, and one other disciple of Jesus, and Ahmad of India, founder of the Ahmadis, and angels from two of the other worlds have visited me. They were from Venus and Mercury, the third and second heavens, and some of the saints of old. As one who was a disciple of Ahmed told me, and many others told me substantially the same thing. This, quote, you people will have to find your own gods in religion, quote, end quote. I sought and I found, and now I understand. Yes, many of my detractors will yell humbug, fake, demented, bizarre, etc. But let them beware the wars of the gods. I have also talked with the spirit of Theodore Roosevelt, who wanted to teach me some things, and with two great Arabs, one a mathematician and the other a man of medicine, and have seen the spirit of Isis of Egypt. Therefore, we Fahamis respect all of the saints, saviors, and prophets of the world, and all holy books, and all religions, and all gods and goddesses. Have also had a spiritual conversation with a famous Nugus. Have a spiritual conversation with a famous Nugus. The caricatures and so-called pictures and cartoons of the so-called gods and goddesses are merely the pictures of ideas, and not the picture nor the sculptures of the gods, saints, and goddesses. All are from God, and to him all must return. Ra Razu. So, this was his experience, and he made sure, and he wrote it in the Holy Fahmi Gospel of Divine Understanding, and on the chapter 9, he wrote his spiritual contacts. You see, you have to keep in mind, my people, he was saying this back in 1919, 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, you see, and not a lot of people understood him, you see. That's what you say. People call him crazy, demented, you know. How do you speak with somebody who's dead, you know? You see? See, now, It might not be, it's not that strange because we have teachings, masters around the world, teaching methods. And there is a method, my people. And I can even show you people right now living who have spiritual conversation with the saints, with Jesus, with Jesus, with the masters, all the ancient masters, the old masters. And there is a way and there is a method where you can do that. And there are masters right now, 2013, going to 2014, who can do this around the world. Saints. You see? You see? Holy people, holy man, masters, whether they are in India, whether they are in Ethiopia, whether they are in South America, they are out there. And there is a definite method. It's called the sound and the light. Only those masters can initiate you. And there is, yes, it's true, you can definitely speak and have spiritual contact with the masters of old, in ancient time, and even the present time too. When the Fahami Rasul said, he said, he also had a spiritual conversation with a famous Nugus. Nugus is an Ethiopian word for king, a famous king, And I know I asked the elders if that famous king was His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the last emperor of Ethiopia, a very, very highly evolved soul, spiritual master. And the Fahami Rasul even talks about His Emperor Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie, highly. He said he's a mystic. You see? A mystic, a spiritual master who I know some even claim in Ethiopia, and some knows the secrets that this man was a spiritual master, and he still lives. So when the Fahami was saying this, I know a lot of people at that time. You have to keep in mind that was in 1920s, 1930s, depression in the United States. There was no Dr. Bain at that time. There was no all of this, master teachers, teaching about Egypt right now. Kemet. So he was saying this. He was teaching this back in the days, and that's why a lot of people could not understand him back then. You see? Think about it. When the Fahami was teaching, God is here to serve man, and man is here to serve God, and they both are partners. You see? So that's why he says, I know a lot of people misunderstood him. And that's why I heard the elders tell me that he was in need of the money. He needed money to publish his paper, but nobody was supporting him. So that's why he only had 9 chapters in his Holy Fahami Gospels, and he really wanted to publish more, but the people would not support him or never give him the finance to support him. Anyway, you see, in here he said, in one of his revelation, he said, a wise angel told me in a vision, you people will have to find your own gods in Salam. our soul is lost and we will have to find it. See, our soul is lost and we will have to find it. It is already saved. A race has a soul just as a person has a soul. Our soul is saved, but it is lost to us and we must find it. It is the collective spirit power of the race. Our soul will be found through realization of self. See, he was pointing the way to realization of self. You know, he say a race has a soul just as a person has a soul. Our soul is saved, but it is lost to us and we must find it. It is the collective spirit power of the race. Our soul will be found through realization of self. Okay, I know he's saying a lot, and in one paragraph, in one sentence, he is loading volumes and volumes of information. So we have to find out what does it mean, realization of self, and we need to start studying. And when you start comparing and studying masters from all over the world, they all say realization, self-realization, and we need to study that. And anyway, I hope this video helps answer. This video, I dedicate this video to my good sister and good friend, and a beautiful soul, Sister Deborah. Peace and blessing, Fahami. I hope this answer your questions, and please give me email me if you have any more questions you want me to address about the Fahami and his teachings. But in the meantime, and inshallah, with God's permission, approval, I will provide more information about the Fahami and his mission. Fahami above all. Salam.